Have you ever wondered what reading comprehension actually is? Well, wonder no more. We are going to explain that today. So, when we're looking at reading and reading development in children, we often get really caught up in what speech pathologists term the decoding skill. So that's being able to actually break down that written code and work out what words match up, what words are encoded. And so that idea is being able to figure out what those words say and then being able to read them out loud or read them to yourself. Now, decoding is hugely important, absolutely. But it's only important because ultimately what we need is we need our children to actually understand what they're reading. So that is reading comprehension. Now, the challenge is that reading comprehension is a developing skill that depends on their oral language comprehension. So that's how well they can understand when people are talking. If you've got a child who has a language delay, then that's going to affect their reading comprehension. And reading comprehension is one of those sort of masked reading difficulties, and often these children don't actually present as having reading problems until they're getting into grade 2, grade 3, or even grade 4 or beyond. And then all of a sudden they're having these massive issues with reading and with their literacy skills and their academic progress overall, when earlier on they were doing fine. And that's because decoding, or being able to crack the code, is the focus of early years reading intervention. So the prep year, the kindy, preschool years, grade 1 and grade 2 are often focused around that decoding skill, and that's where most of the intervention is, most of the teaching is focused on that decoding. Now the problem is that as they get older, reading comprehension is often expected to just develop naturally, or it's only tested and it's never actually formally taught. Now this is not a fault with teachers. Teachers aren't actually taught how to teach reading comprehension, funnily enough, but as a general rule they're not actually taught that, which might sound a little bit crazy to a parent, but you've got to remember that teachers are taught specifically how to teach curriculum and how to assess and evaluate children's progress in relation to each other and how to report on that and how to monitor and observe that. And that's where speech pathologists can come in that we can actually help teach children how to comprehend what they're reading. We've got heaps of strategies that we can teach teachers and things like that. And that can be a really helpful adjunct to the teacher's expertise in curriculum and assessment and observation, it really, they marry in really nicely with each other. And some of the best outcomes I've seen are in schools where there's really close relationships between the speech pathologists and the teaching staff, and where speech pathologists have actually provided some upskilling and training for teachers. Now at my private practice clinic, Chatterbugs, we actually do this, and we provide regular workshops for primary school teachers on how to actually make their literacy instruction more effective, and to be able to recognise more quickly those children that not only are having difficulties but are at risk of later difficulties as well. And and we've found that we've had really, really good outcomes. So in terms of helping, like why reading comprehension is important and what it is, reading decoding is being able to figure out what you've read. Reading comprehension is being able to understand what you've read. Now, the reason that is so important is because it is no use being able to read something if we don't know what it is that we're reading. Reading is a tool, it's not a destination. And so I hope that this has helped you to understand a little bit more about the important role that reading comprehension plays in your child's literacy development. And in future posts, we'll be giving you some little tips on how to help your child's reading comprehension to develop. So look out for those, keep an eye out. Make sure you've subscribed to our Speech Parent YouTube channel. And if you have any questions or you want me to do a particular post on a particular topic, please don't hesitate to contact me. Email us on info@speechparent.com and we will address that in future posts. So for the moment, talk, eat, play and learn, and don't forget how important reading comprehension is for your child's development. See you next time.